Some people swear by superstitions, while others swear at them, saying they're completely irrational. But what if I told you they are both wrong? Because science shows superstitions actually work. Just not in the way believers think they do. And if we don't understand why they work, we run a real risk of harm because their power to help is coupled with the power to destroy. So let's dive into superstitions, their origins, the psychology behind them, and how to tell if they're going to help you or hurt you. And for that, we need to start with where superstitions come from. Psychologists say they've been around for pretty much all of human history. In the ancient days, humans didn't yet understand how the world worked, so they developed customs that gave them a sense of comfort, of having control in situations where mere humans have none. And they passed these practices and beliefs along from one generation to the next. Creating success, preventing disaster, superstitions try to make you the master. Consider these and you will say that's still their role day to day. Did an eclipse just end? Sun or moon? Run for a bath, it's not too soon. Don't cut your hair on a Tuesday. You'll get in the fight no matter what you say. Water's got you choking, man? Someone's thinking of you. They're a fan. Did a bell ring right after you spoke? Then you said the truth, that's not a joke. If they're stepping out, don't ask me where. You'll jinx it, just stop and stare. It's a crow cawing, saying hi. You'll soon have guests. Start your chai. Do your palms itch? Do your eyes twitch? Those are more iffy, it depends on which. Okay. Let's get back to the video. Okay, so superstitions give us this illusion of control, but why did we come up with these specific beliefs? An experiment on pigeons shows us the answer. American psychologist B.F. Skinner conducted this study in 1948. He placed the pigeons in an enclosure where they received food at totally random intervals, and what he saw them doing next was pretty surprising. The pigeons ended up developing rituals for themselves. Whatever action they happened to be doing when they got fed, whether it was pecking the ground or staring upwards, they kept repeating, thinking those actions are what brought them the food. But what they thought was a pattern to produce food was actually just a complete coincidence. And that's how personal superstitions are born, even in humans. These are the types of superstitions that we come up with for ourselves, like Sachin Tendulkar putting on his left pat first, or Shah Rukh Khan's cars having 555 on their number plate, or so many of us having a lucky shirt, or if you're this guy, lucky underwear. Our brains are amazing at finding patterns, and once they've found one, confirmation bias kicks in. So even when Sachin scores a duck or Shah Rukh has a flop, their brains will tend to dismiss this evidence and hold on to their superstition. But there is another category of superstitions. These were so catchy that they went viral in the ancient age, spreading across vast regions. Like the concept of the evil eye, which exists in so many cultures around the world and is warded off with amulets like the beautiful nazars of Turkey, Drishti Bomais of South India, or the cornicello in Italy. These are cultural superstitions, practices we share with each other, unlike lucky underwear. Hopefully. Some cultural superstitions were originally logical, but we have long since forgotten their context. For instance, before there was electricity, cutting your nails in the dark could... Ow! Exactly. Then again, we've held on to this superstition, even in a world where it can have no benefit. Other cultural superstitions descend from religion or mythology, but some also seem to sprout out of nowhere, like the number 13, famously unlucky. People think it's because there were 13 people at Jesus' Last Supper, but the Bible doesn't say 13 is unlucky. In fact, triskaidekaphobia, as the fear of 13 is known, may be a modern superstition, constantly reinforced by the world around us, like when a building is missing a 13th floor. Taking it a step further, the same omen that means good luck in one culture could mean disaster in another, like the day Friday. It's unlucky in the West, as in Friday the 13th, but in India, Fridays are auspicious. So if you're a superstitious Indian living in the West, good luck picking a side. Even though they are so irrational, cultural superstitions run so deep that even organizations like ISRO, at the cutting edge of science, aren't immune to them. Maybe they just learned from NASA, because when they tempted fate with Apollo 13, well, we'll just say Tom Hanks ended up acting in a movie about it. But here's something counterintuitive. What ISRO did with the lemons may not be scientific, but it's also not necessarily a bad thing. This time, an experiment with a glass of water explains why. When researchers told people the water had magical memory-boosting abilities and then gave them a memory test, participants who were superstitious ended up remembering more things than those who were not. Positive superstitions provide a psychological benefit because they provide comfort, and that translates into a real improvement in performance. This makes sense. We tend to be superstitious when we are stressed or dealing with uncertainty. So if there's a ritual that can decompress us even just a little, we end up doing way better at our task. It turns out the secret trick to get superstitions to work for you is to believe in them. The key here, though, is that the activity we're worried about is still something in our control. If you think sitting in your favorite chair for 5 days will make India win a test match, then sorry, and please go take a shower. Many superstitions are pretty small gestures, so their benefit often outweighs their cost, especially when the cost pales in comparison to the money you're sinking into a project. That's why Bollywood producers have a particularly strong attachment to numerology. But before you run out there and start bragging about your lucky underwear to everyone, a word of caution. Some beliefs can be bad for you, or even outright dangerous. Human sacrifice or witch hunting, you don't need scientific research to know that these are bad. And even if you're charitable, at least part of the $12 billion industry of astrology takes advantage of us in vulnerable moments. So-called experts in superstitious practices have grown to positions of power throughout history. The Russian mystic Rasputin had so much influence over the Tsar that he became a symbol of hatred before the Russian Revolution. More recently in India, Chandraswami was a spiritual advisor to many politicians, including a prime minister. And even in modern India, tantric practices can result in, and there's just no way to sugarcoat this, straight up murder. So while it can be tempting to gain control over the world, there is a difference between faith and blind faith. And if you're on the wrong side of that divide, you just might end up trading your fortune for a fantasy. When it comes to superstitions, it's best to put those signs and omens away, believe in yourself, and just go about your day. If you like our original artwork, consider purchasing a digital copy from our artist. Link is in the description. And leave us a comment about your go-to superstition.